Can we please talk a little bit? Can we please talk a little bit about the sensational, amazing Boiler Room set from Zack Fox? Yes, you guessed it, that's Zack Fox. Abbott Elementary Zack Fox. Stand-up comedian Zack Fox. Rapper Zack Fox. Comedian Zack Fox. Social media personality Zack Fox. And a true multi-hyphenate. I'm a big fan of his because I personally think Zack Fox is like the cool version of Donald Glover. He's a cool version of Donald Glover. But he's doing it in such a natural, organic way. Suddenly out of the blue, he's turned into like a DJ. At first, I saw him DJing, and I just saw like girls fursing over pictures of him or videos of him. And I thought, okay, he's just doing the cool guy thing. You know, dabble into DJing, why not? You want an event wants you to appear there, so they just, you know, ask you to DJ. So it's all like killing two birds with one stone, because you get to say Zack Fox is going to be there, but he also gets to play and appear cool. But then over time, I'm starting to see more and more pictures and videos of him DJing. So it seems like he's taking it actually seriously and doing it as like a little side quest, which is fucking cool to see. But the best thing I love about it, his sets are so refreshing, especially within my niche of like nightlife and dance music, electronic music. It's so refreshing to have a DJ who's playing in the spaces that he's playing and playing the music he's playing. For the most part, from what I can hear, it's mostly black music. For the most part, it's mostly music created by black artists, which is incredible. Because a lot of these spaces, you know, it's mostly Caucasian sort of shit, which is okay, who gives a fuck? But it's nice to hear that for a change. Then secondly, it's what people deem to be multi-genre. It covers the whole smorgasbord of genres, because nowadays dance music and nightlife is a bit boring. Everybody has to play something based on their genres. I'm not too sure if it's like the fault of the scene, or the fault of booking agents, or the fault of managers, or the fault of clubs, or the fault of record stores that have to kind of categorize music based on genres. But I hate it, because nowadays you have people calling themselves a multi-genre DJ, or a DJ that plays specifically EDM, techno, house, disco, all that stuff. Me personally, I prefer it personally when somebody just can play. Can you play music? Yes or no? Can you get the party jumping? Yes or no? That's all I want personally. I'm not really chasing genres for the most part. I want someone that's actually a proficient DJ. And nowadays I think people like kind of hide behind the genre, right? But they're not able to actually perform the task of making the party jump, of making the rave go stupid. So it's nice to see Zack Fox come in, play mostly black music, play mostly different genres, all the way from R&B to gospel to house to techno, right? And also look like he's having a fucking blast behind the decks. And the transitions are so good, it will blow your mind. So I'm going to play a clip, courtesy of Boiler Room. Zack Fox's set at Boiler Room, New York, which was legitimately one of the best Boiler Room sets I've heard in many a year. This might be one of the best Boiler Room sets I've heard in many a year. Zack Fox absolutely smashed it. This is my favorite segment of the mix, but it's about an hour, 20 minutes. I've already downloaded it on my phone. I've been listening to it in the gym. It's absolutely amazing. Let's play Zack Fox Boiler Room New York set. Absolutely phenomenal.
Na minha cama, cabe 3, na Triumph, cabe 2. Na minha cama, cabe 3, na Triumph, cabe 2. Na minha cama, cabe 3, na Triumph, cabe 2. Na minha cama, cabe 3, na Triumph, cabe 2. Na minha cama, cabe 3, na Triumph, cabe 2. Na minha cama, cabe 3, na Triumph, cabe 2. Na minha cama, cabe 3, na Triumph, cabe 2. Na minha cama, cabe 3, na Triumph, cabe 2. Na minha cama, cabe 3, na Triumph, cabe 2. Na minha cama, cabe 3, na Triumph, cabe 2. Na minha cama, cabe 3, na Triumph, cabe 2.
Crazy. Valley Funk crew. Let's go. Valley Funk crew. Here we go. Here we go. Push it back, push it, push it, push it. Push it back. Bro. Oi. Go on, Zack. Go on, Zack. Go on, Zack. Anyway, you get the point. For me, absolutely amazing set. One of my favorite boiler rooms in a while. And I don't really check boiler rooms too often, but sometimes I'll go on the page, I'll scan through some sets, I'll be like, rah, man, a lot of these are kind of disappointing. It makes sense. Maybe a lot of these DJs nowadays, because there's been a huge, there's been a bit of a anti-boiler room movement for the last few years. Because I think under maybe the previous ownership, there was this thing where they really didn't pay DJs or didn't really pay them that much. And a lot of these DJs are pissed off because Boiler Room obviously gets a lot of not government grants, but they get a lot of sponsorships and stuff and people spending money and marketing dollars. So a lot of people are like, hey, I know you guys are running this big performance or this big production, but you also make a lot of money yourselves. You should be able to segue or siphon some of that money off to the artists. But they would argue that the opportunity, the platform is far bigger than anything they could offer monetarily wise. It can legitimately change your life. And I think someone like a Jada G, as a DJ, she can definitely attest to that. One of her sets on Boiler Room, I think of Deck Mantle back in the day, was one of the reasons why she became like a global star. So she's flipping a good example of like sometimes not taking like a fee as a DJ for a boiler room might be beneficial because you never know who's watching. You could get signed for a label, you could get signed to a booking agency, you could be appearing on some big festival stage somewhere, and then suddenly opens you up to a whole new world of people out there. And sometimes some people are only looking for a cosign. They don't really, they maybe know who you are. They're not willing to take a chance, but then they see you on Boiler Room. They see you're getting like 60,000 views for your DJ set and people like you and stuff. And suddenly they're like, you know what? I'm going to go and flipping book you and make me play in some places. But the really amazing thing what I like about Zack Fox is that similar to like the argument for like female DJs and dance music and shit, I really wasn't for it in just the straight up like, let's divide the lineup 50-50. Because I think that's stupid. Because number one, there's probably not going to be as many women who are going to get into DJing as much as men are. It's just not. Based on numbers, it just doesn't make any sense. But the reason why I wanted more lineups to be varied and to be a little bit more diverse was mostly because of just like the taste and like the taste level and just the way to like present music is different for different people. So if you have a lineup with like different DJs from different stages of their career, different DJs of different genders, different backgrounds and stuff. It just makes the party more interesting. I think when you book the same type of people, it just sounds the same. It's similar if you book the same DJs over the years, sounds the same. So the thing about Zack Fox that's interesting is that he's like a different generation of a DJ. He's coming at it from a different point. He's also, you know, a fairly established person. It's not like he's trying to become a DJ to pay his rent. He's got loads of other things that he does in his career. So he's approaching it maybe in a little bit more of a freer, creative way. And most importantly, because he's black, there's just an inherent groove and ability to tap into different genres that people wouldn't play. In this particular set, he just plays gospel in the middle of his set. He plays like an amazing gospel tune in the middle of his set. You can tell the crowd are a bit like apprehensive about it, but in the end, it kind of gets a good response. He randomly plays a Young Thug record, randomly plays other random edits and shit. He absolutely kills it, and I think you'd only get those type of sounds or genres all infused into a DJ set when it's somebody that looks like him and comes from the background that he comes from. So that's why it's super important to have like diverse lineups, because you just get far better parties. Just as a punter, forget the representation and what it does for the diversity quota and affirmative action. Forget all that shit. As a punter, as a raver, as a customer, you get a way better product if the lineup is diverse. If they're actually tapping into the local scene and like, okay, cool, this girl's doing some bits. Let's get her on board. Let's get them. Let's get da. All these things are really important to keep the thing alive, because nowadays you go to raves and it's the same people playing, the same sounds, and I feel some level of empathy and understanding with promoters who do it, because the nightlife scene and promoting scene is brutal. You know, it's brutal. You pay like £300+ on a deposit for a venue. You have to hire security, bar staff and shit. Sometimes you just can't take a chance on a DJ. You just can't take a chance on an artist. You have to go for somebody that know you're going to sell tickets. And then, of course, then you're stuck in the same cycle of booking the same people who sell tickets to guarantee that you make money or break even. Then, of course, the scene doesn't improve. Everything goes to shit. That's why I would like to see more people actually just doing stuff for the love of it. Like how I used to do. How you just like save some money from work and we'll just blow it on a party, not expecting to get anything back, just for the sake of it, just create the vibes and just to kind of be like the man about town and shit and kind of do all that sort of malarkey. But I think it's important, just way important, to just have these different people playing in the scene to kind of freshen things up and just to maybe even inspire people. Like, because I watched the Zack Fox DJ set, it inspired me to approach my DJing in a new way, in a fresh way, and I'm sure for other people who are actually professionals, it probably will open their eyes too, thinking, you know what, I should go out there and have more fun and stop being so like tied to my genre, tied to my sound, tied to my aesthetic, and just think about putting on a fun party. Like think how you'd think when you were a raver, when you're on the dance floor, just having a good time. What would you want to hear? You know, not just based on like, oh, I want to make the fucking chin strokers happy, I want to make the crickets happy. No. Think mostly for the ambience, and I think he absolutely killed it. He killed it. One of the best boiler rooms in a fucking long time. I recommend you check it out. It's on a Boiler Room YouTube. It's fucking amazing. I've already listened to about an hour of it in the gym. I've got 20 minutes of it left or so, and I was wheeling it several times in the gym. And I'm not really that kind of guy that will play DJ sets when I work out. I usually like to play like albums and shit, but I was playing this the whole way through, and I was that cringy guy that was like stepping when I was on the fucking rack. I was like fucking stepping from side to side. I was seeing myself fucking going crazy. Do you know what I mean? Throwing shapes on a fucking bench press. I was loving it, man. So big up Zack Fox. Big up Blood Clot Zack Fox. We love to see it. We love to blood clot see it.